Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel for the start of my Handmade Christmas series. I'm going to be using some products from Spellbinders to create a mini Christmas scene. So I'm going to be using the seasonal label Motifs die, and you've got a cute little house, trees, snowflakes, a fence, you have greenery, flowers, and then you've got your little like label frames. So I did all the die cutting off camera. That's just what I tend to do. I think it saves some time. So for our little house, I die cut that from some white birch cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. And I wanted this to feel like a very snowy scene. So the roof is going to be white. And then you have the window frames that are also going to be white. And I will say there is an order to gluing these down. So you need to glue down your window frames first and then your roof on top. I also die cut the house from white cardstock because as you can see, there's some little smoke coming up from the chimney. And so I'm just going to trim that little piece off so I can adhere it to the top. So like I said, this is my start of my Handmade Christmas series, and I just loved this card so much when I was done. I thought I have to put this in. It wasn't my plan yet. I wasn't prepared to start the handmade series, but here we are because this card is so cute. So you can see the two frames to the left there. I die cut the larger frame, the label frame from the white birch, and then the smaller one from white cardstock. I did die cut the flowers and greenery and stuff, but I actually ended up not using it. I'm keeping this color scheme red and white, and I threw in just a little bit of blue, like a little teal blue, because I love that color combination for Christmas. So that's kind of the theme that we're going with here. So here is that teal I'm bringing in. This is Simon Says Stamps SEAFOAM ink, and I'm just going to lightly blend the top and bottom of that white frame. I don't want anything crazy. I actually want to leave the center white, but this turned out so beautiful. And this is a really fun die. I bet you anything I'm going to use this again, you guys. So, because I think making tags out of this would be fantastic with that little house and this little mini scene. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully I will remember that I said this because I think it would be a great idea. I added some foam tape behind that smaller one and popped it up. And you have like this little wispy piece, and I did that with white, and I want to put that kind of at the base of the house and the fence. I want it to just evoke the feeling of snow and that it's just flowing, and you've got this pretty little hill of snow that your house is sitting on. So that's why I'm putting that there, and I am going to let this hang off. I will not trim this off because we're going to add some other things as we go on with this video. I do want some foam tape behind the house. The trees are going to be kept white because, again, that's going to give the feeling of a snowy Christmas. So I'm putting my foam tape down, making sure to not add anything behind the window so you don't accidentally see it. And then I can just pop that into place, and then we can apply that cute little fence. And I did that fence again from that same white birch. I really like this cardstock. It's very thin, so like if you need it to be really sturdy, I would adhere it to a thicker piece of cardstock and then do like your die cutting. But I think it's so pretty, and it added that little extra neutral color into this color scheme. So that's why I went with that. I'm going to tuck those little trio of trees behind that, and then I just want one for the front in front of the house right here. So I'm going to cut off one of the big ones, and then I can add a little bit of foam tape at the bottom behind him, and then a little bit of liquid glue so he will stick to the house. And this is a really simple way to do this. You can also flip the orientation of these little label dies and have your scene run horizontally instead of vertically. That would be awesome too. So I just trimmed off a little bit of excess of one of the tree pieces on the other side, just so that way it's not hanging over the wood cardstock in the background. Okay, so now I've got my snowflakes. I'm going to add some of these white dots, and this was part of the die cuts, that like the centers of the flowers, but I wanted to bring in, of course, a little bit of red. So I'm going to add some red centers to these 2 snowflakes. There's 2 different sizes. And hang on to the end so you can kind of see I needed to add a little something because the red was so in my face, even though I love it. For this card, I did want to tone it down, so I just did a little simple something on that. I'm going to place these around on that right side. It'll be a little right side heavy. And I added another snowflake off camera, but you'll see where that's going to be in just a minute. So some of these will have some foam tape behind it and some of them will not. But you can see up there I have some flowers, the little red flowers with white centers. I ended up not using those. I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to use. I knew exactly how I wanted my house to look, but anything else I did not know. As I was making this card, I figured it out. So I'm going to put this other little snowflake there, and then I do another one on the left side. I added a white piece that's trimmed down slightly smaller than an A2 size to my white A2 size card base because I want to have another little frame. And then I'm going to use some low profile foam tape behind this, and I can just put that in place. And in my stash, I have a sentiment that says "From our house to yours," which is perfect for this. This will have some foam tape, but it was white heat embossed on cardstock. This is from Tailored Expressions. I believe this was their Christmas, their Simple Strips Christmas. Then I have die cut that little wavy little thing from red cardstock, and I'm going to tuck that in at the bottom because I want this to have a little more going on at the bottom of this, and I just really liked those things, and bringing in the red to me just felt like I've just wanted to add a little bit more. So are you guys getting excited about Christmas? Are you ready for that to start happening? I know we haven't reached Halloween yet, but stamp sets and everything are coming out Christmas, and so it's just kind of on our minds. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys are getting ready or if you're holding off for just a little bit. Okay, here's how I'm going to diffuse some of that red. I'm using some white rhinestones. I'm using the smallest ones, and I'm putting the smallest size on all of the snowflakes because then you'll have a little bit more red showing and a little less red depending on the size of snowflake, which to me was totally perfect. And then it added a little bit of like some glitz and glam to this, and I totally loved how it turned out. So yeah, that just kind of diffused some of that red, and look at how pretty that is. I am so in love with this card. I hope that you guys love this card, and yeah, go snag up this die. I think this is a great one to have in your stash. So thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project and that you feel inspired, and definitely be on the lookout for more of my handmade Christmas videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye.